Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie, and today's video combines my two favorite things in the entire world, which is reading and Taylor Swift. I'm essentially have a book recommendation for every song on the album, and I think it's crazy because I've done this video before, but I did it for the Tortured Poets Department drop, and I did it for every single song. I think there's like 31 songs on that album. I did it for every one. Tell me why. I don't know why I did it. I just remember at the end of that video being like so tired of hearing the sound of my own voice. But this time Taylor gave me a little bit of a break. We have 12 songs, so that means we have 12 book recommendations. It's actually crazy to me that I've been doing this booktube long enough to do 2 Taylor Swift videos on this, but I'm sure all of you guys know The Life of a Showgirl, but if you don't, Taylor Swift just came out with the album, Life of a Showgirl. I really liked the album. Hot take. I think that's like a really hot take right now. Like a lot of people really don't like it. And I'm like, do I have different ears than all of y'all? Because I loved it. Was it lyrically, is it where it was at Tortured Poets? No, but like that's not what we needed. We needed fun, we needed whimsy, and that's what she delivered. It was so good. I loved it. I just love like a fun poppy time sometimes, you know? So let's just get on into the video. The first song is The Fate of Ophelia. I actually picked one of my most recent reads for this song. I picked If It Makes You Happy, particularly because the song The Fate of Ophelia is about, you know, you've been burned one too many times, you're kind of giving up. The fate of Ophelia is basically she drowned because of the men in her life gaslighting her to death. Literally. This song is about how she was saved from the fate of Ophelia, and that really reminded me of If It Makes You Happy, because our main character Michelle in If It Makes You Happy, like it starts off with her getting a divorce from like literally the world's like worst dude. Like he sucks. He was so bad, and I'm really glad like we never saw him again ever, and I'm like, thank God, get out of my book. And it just really reminded me of the lyric, and if you never come for me, I might have drowned in the melancholy. I swore loyalty to me, myself, and I right before you lit up my sky. It really reminds me of her and Cliff. I think he totally transformed her. It was such a great romance. It's basically about this girl Michelle. After the passing of her mom, she goes and takes over her mom's inn in this really cute like small Gilmore Girls type town where she meets Cliff, and she's very closed off, has a lot of walls put up, and Cliff slowly breaks down those walls. And another lyric that it reminds me of is don't care where the hell you've been because now you're mine. It's about to be a sleepless night you've been dreaming of. The don't care where the hell you've been particularly reminded me of this book because both of them had been married before. Cliff has kids, so it's like don't care where you've been, like don't care who you've been with, what you've done with your life up until now, like I want you now. And oh, I love it. And then another lyric that fully reminded me of it is locked inside my memory and only you possess the key, no longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. And like I said, like she has so many walls up, like she is so closed off and distant, but he is the one to chip down those walls. So it really reminded me of like the lyric locked inside my memory, only you possess the key. So if you really like The Fate of Ophelia, I would absolutely recommend picking up If It Makes You Happy. I absolutely love that read, and it's perfect for this time of year actually, so you should go check it out. And then the next song is a really basic answer, but it was like too perfect not to use it, so I did it anyway. I'm sure you've seen this recommendation in comparison a million times already on your video page, so I'm not gonna go too far into it, but it is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid for the song Elizabeth Taylor. I had to, guys. You guys know I had to do it because the Evelyn Hugo as a character is actually inspired by Elizabeth Taylor, so it just works perfectly. Anyway, if you don't know anything about the book, it's basically about Evelyn Hugo, who is a 60s starlet, and she is the showgirl of the time. And it basically follows her life is segmented into who she was with during this time, like all of her 7 husbands and like each phase of her life. It's kind of, it follows her from the beginning of her career to the very end. So some lyrics that really resonate with this book for me is all the right guys promised they'd stay under bright lights, they withered away, but you bloom. Under bright lights has so many eyes on her. The person she's with blooms under all the lights, and it's hard. I don't want to spoil anything, but like I promise these lyrics connect. And then another lyrics is all my white diamonds and lovers are forever and the papers on the screen and in their minds. Kind of saying like every person she's been with, every mistake, everything she's had is like going to be forever. Like it's so well documented. Is very much resonates with what Evelyn Hugo is known for. Also, Evelyn Hugo also is very much known for how many guys she's married. Like she's married 7 men. Like that's kind of a big headline. A lot of people talk about the men she's with when they talk about her, and I feel like that Taylor Swift could definitely relate to that with all of her ex-boyfriends that everyone always talks about. So this song just like really reminded me of this book. So the next song on the album is Opalite, and Opalite is one of my favorite songs on the album. I love it. It's actually my dad's favorite too, if you were wondering if my dad was a Swiftie, and the answer is yes. So basically the song Opalite is a man-made opal. So the song is essentially about making your own happiness. And the book that really reminded me of this song was This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. A lot of this song is in context of finding someone who will make you happy and like putting in the work to find someone who will make you happy, which our main character in this book does, because it's a romance and she has to rebuild her entire life. But she also just makes her own happiness herself. Like she is the queen of just taking a really rotten situation and turning it around. So this book is essentially about this woman Soledad, and she is a mother and she married really well to this guy, and he gets arrested for embezzlement or like stealing from the company. She finds out he's just been a dirty dog the entirety of their marriage. Like he sucks. He's the worst. So now all their money is being taken and her husband's in jail. She's found out some really rotten things about him, and now she is left to take care of the kids and basically rebuild their lives from the ground up. So she's been put in this awful situation, but she is one of the most positive characters I've ever seen. Like she is so good at turning like lemons into lemonade, like the queen of that. I love her so much. But when she meets someone else, she is obviously not sure if she can trust a man again, and he is the king of fixing what he didn't break. So that's the first thing I thought of when I heard this song. So one of the lyrics that reminds me of it is, I thought my house was haunted, I used to live with ghosts. Her specifically, like she's trying to keep the house, that it's threatened to be lost after all of this, and sometimes it's hard for her to be in this house. Just the house metaphors really reminded me of this book. Also throughout this is her mother has passed away, but she talks about how close she was with her mom and how much she loved her mother. So like the references like but my mama told me in the song, like it reminded me of something that Soledad would like reminisce about with her mom. And one of the lyrics is, but my mama told me it's all right, you are dancing through the lightning strikes, sleep is in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite. You know, she had to go like kind of dance through hell to get to the opalite, and is so strong and so resilient, and she was dancing through the lightning strikes. And then another lyric is, never met no one like you before, you had to make your own sunshine, but now the sky is opalite. And again, she is the queen of making her own sunshine. Also the love interest is, so he creates a lot of sunshine too. So really reminds me of those two. Oh my gosh, another lyric that really reminded me of this is just a temporary speed bump, but failure brings you freedom. You know, her marriage failed, like obviously a failed marriage. She feels like such a failure, like having to start over, but the freedom that this grants her to build her life exactly the way that she wants it, and the way she does it is just, she's such an inspiration. I love her so much, and some of the best romance books I've ever read in my life. And then the next song, Father Figure. I love this song. I've seen so many edits on my For You page of this. I think my favorite, oh, the Devil Wears Prada one's really good. What was another? I mean, I saw one of the Lorax too. They're so funny. So there's so many books I could have picked, but I wanted to pick one that I personally haven't seen on my For You page. So I feel like this is definitely what I've seen the most of. So I ended up picking the book Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson for Father Figure, because this song is about, it's a father figure who comes into your life and he's like, you remind me of a younger me, lifts you up. There's kind of an undercurrent of like, you're making him money, and when the money dries up, he's done. So it's very contingent on that, and it's like as you get older, like it's kind of, and smarter, it kind of becomes like a more evenly matched playing field, like who's gonna like outwit the other kind of thing. And This reminded me a little bit of Vin and Kelsey's relationship in Mistborn, because she's like 13, 14 when these books start. He is full-grown man, and he sees opportunity with Vin because she has these powers and abilities, and she also has nobody. She is fully living on the streets, so he takes a little bit of advantage of that. He's not a great dude. Like, he's very like, I'm just in it for myself kind of dude, but he's very morally gray. Like, he's not like evil, I wouldn't say, but very morally gray. And the lyric specifically that I felt went with this was, when I found you, you were young, wayward, lost in the cold, pulled up to you in the jag, turned your rags into gold. The winding roads leads to the chateau, you remind me of a younger me. Specifically, I found you when you were young, wayward, lost in the cold. My girl Ben was living on the streets. She was like a street urchin, and he kind of came in and he's like, I have a deal for you. Like, I want to overthrow the Lord Ruler who has been ruling this land not the most fairly for thousands of years. Like, he's like immortal, and he wants to overrule him. No one has even got close enough to do it, but it's kind of like Mission Impossible. But he recruits Vin because she has these powers, and she's like, great, like someone is getting me off the street. And then the other lyric is, this love is pure profit, just step into my office, I dry your tears with my sleeve, leave it with me. Particularly, this love is pure profit. Kelsey wants money and power. That's what he wants, and Vin is his way to get there, but he does take on like this fatherly mentorship role for her. And then, I showed you all the tricks of the trade, all I ask for is your loyalty, my dear protege. He shows her how to use her powers, how to hone her ability, lights a fire under her booty. Basically, all he asks is like for her loyalty to his cause. So this song like really reminds me of their dynamic, and if you don't know, I like love the Brandon Sanderson world. So totally reminds me of this whole world. So hopefully that's a new rec for you, but I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. And then another lyric. I pick out so many lyrics. I keep like skipping them. Another one is, you pulled the wrong trigger, this empire belongs to me. Basically, the empire. It's basically like a fight for the empire. Who's gonna get it? We don't know. Well, I know because I read the books, but you might not know. And then the next song is Eldest Daughter. Listen, I like this song. Unpopular opinion. Is it a little cringe? Yeah, but God forbid a millennial is a little cringe. A fork is in the kitchen. It's Taylor Swift being Taylor Swift. If there's not like a cringy little lyric somewhere in there, like that's who she is at her core, and I love it and I eat it up every time. It's essentially about being the eldest daughter in your family and the pressure that can sometimes bring. I feel like the eldest daughter is always like referenced in literature, has always been referenced in literature. All eldest daughters that I've met have been very similar, and it's kind of a song about that. I actually thought of Beartown for this book by Frederick Backman. More specifically, the character Maya from Beartown. She's one of my favorite characters of all time, I think, that I've ever read about. She is one of the most fleshed out female main characters I've ever met, and I love her so dearly, so dear to my heart. So Beartown is essentially about a hockey town in Sweden. I thought it was Alaska for a really long time. Thank you to whoever corrected me on that, because I was just saying Alaska for like a year. It's not. It's Sweden. What starts this book though is this girl Maya is the daughter of the hockey coach for this team. One day she gets sexually assaulted by their star player. This town is not like other towns, very rural, very remote, and the economy of this town is very contingent on hockey. That leaves Maya in a very vulnerable position where her dad's the coach, the town will hate her if she gets this star player kicked off, and she doesn't really know what to do. But she is so strong, and the way she navigates this throughout all 3 books is just beautiful. But she is the eldest daughter of this family. She feels so much pressure with being such a high profile kid in this town. I feel like she would love the song. Some lyrics that reminded me of this is, everyone's so punk on the internet, everyone's unbothered till they're not, every joke's just trolling and memes, sad as it seems, apathy is hot. And this town is ruthless to her. She endures some of the worst pushback in the entire world. Like, everyone is so mean to her. I'll leave it at that. I can't spoil it. And then everyone's cutthroat in the comments. Every single hot take is cold as ice. And cold as ice. It's a hockey book. It's a lot of cold, a lot of ice. People are very cold as ice to her. We have a dual meaning here. And then the next lyric is, I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. And this is just so quintessential Maya. Like, she is so fiercely loyal to her brother, her family, her best friend. She's just a beautiful character, and I totally think she like embodies this song. And then every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. Our girl is like a lamb to the slaughter, unfortunately, in this book. And then because I thought I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers that innocent light back like when we were young. You know, it kind of feels like for her there's kind of like a before this big event and like after this big event. Throughout the book she kind of yearns for the innocence of the before. So anyway, I love the Beartown books, and Maya is so eldest daughter. And then the next song is Ruin the Friendship, which is essentially kind of a song about looking back at high school when everything felt so big and so scary and everything felt like it was the end of the world, and it was like kind of looking back and being like, it wouldn't have been so bad if I would have just told that guy I liked him, you know? So the book I picked for this song is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This book is just so high school to me. Like, it's just so quintessential high school, and this song is very quintessential high school, so I don't really have like a specific hard-hitting reason besides like Wes and Liz do remind me of like very like ruin the friendship kind of vibe, you know, because they become friends and then it's like, well, I don't want to ruin the friendship. So this book follows Liz, and she has this massive crush on this guy who just moved back to town, and Wes is her annoying next door neighbor. She ends up enlisting his help to get her crush, and he kind of ends up helping her out with that. Along the way, lines become blurred of like who she really wants, and the crush that she has on this other guy feels so big, so insurmountable. Like, it would have been okay just tell me like him. Like, it would have been okay, I promise. So one of the lyrics for the song is, disco ball makes everything look cheap, have fun, it's prom, wilted corsage dangles from my wrist, over his shoulder I catch a glimpse and see you looking at me. There's just a prom scene, and I picked that lyric because there is just a prom scene. It's kind of like the scene, you know? Reminded me of this song a little bit, because I feel like prom is always like the thing where it's like, this is happening. Like, prom is always the night of all nights where it all goes down. All the feelings are there, like, oh my gosh, is my crush looking at me? Like, it's just, you feel so many things at prom. I like that there's a prom lyric in the song, like, for high school where everything felt so big, because like, it totally does. And same thing in the book where it's kind of like the scene. Then staying friends is safe, doesn't mean you should. Very Wes and Liz. And yeah, so very two high school reminiscent pieces of media. So the next song is actually romantic. And again, I love this song too. I love all the songs. So this song is essentially about like when you realize that someone doesn't like you, and you're like, it has been kind of not talking bad about you, and you're like, didn't realize that like you were a main figure in their life, and you're like, oh. And it's kind of like you hear they're talking like all this bad about you, and it's like, it's actually kind of romantic how much you think about me. Reminded me so much of Magnolia Parks. So much of this girl, because Magnolia Parks, she is the it girl of London. Like, she's just that girl. Everyone either wants to be with her or be her. She is just untouchable, truly. And again, it's a huge spoiler, so I can't say who Magnolia Parks would be thinking of this song with, but if you've read the books, you know, you know. So it's essentially Magnolia. I think everyone knows what Magnolia Parks is about. It's the most toxic thing you'll ever read about in your entire life. Like, these people are all awful people, truly. But that's kind of what you get when you read about like rich teenagers. So it's just kind of follows the very tumultuous relationship between Magnolia and BJ, and it starts kind of around a year later when after BJ cheated on Magnolia, and they've like just very much been like twin flames their whole lives. Like, they have always been drawn to each other like magnets, but like that's why it was such a crazy thing like when he cheated on her, and it's like, why? Like, why? And then they just can't break out of this like vicious cycle of like going back to each other and back, and it's just like, I cannot say who Magnolia would be feeling this song towards, but you'll know if you read the book. It's funny because like the person she's like doing, like, she's just so that girl, like she doesn't think about this person very often, but like they think of her constantly. So it's like, but it's actually sweet, all the time you spent on me. It's honestly wild, all the effort you've put in. It's actually romantic. I think that says it all. Like, she's just like kind of sweet. Like, you think about me kind of a lot, and I don't think about you like that. And then, and I know you think it comes off vicious, but it's precious, adorable, like a toy chihuahua barking at me from a tiny purse. That's how much it hurts. That's so funny. Like, that's just funny. Like, come on. Like, people are mad about that lyric. It's kind of funny. Ugh, Magnolia's that girl. The beef that she's having, it's like, it's kind of precious that they think that they ever have a chance against our Queen Magnolia, but you don't have a chance against Queen Magnolia. And then, no man has ever loved me like you do. It's actually romantic. You just give me so much attention. Again, I can't say, like, I wish I could say more about this, but I can't because it's a massive spoiler. But she is so perfect for this song. And then the next song is Wish List. So this song is essentially about other people want this really fancy lifestyle. Like, there's things that, so many things that other people may want on like their wish list, but like, this is what I want. I just want house, kids, neighborhood, marriage, like very like settled down life. This really reminded me of the book When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This book is about a pop star who stumbles upon this really small town and meets this baker. Very quintessential Hallmark. If you want like a Hallmark movie in a book, this is it. It reminds me of like a position that like Taylor herself has been in, like boss up, settle down. It's got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop, boss up, settle down. I got a wish list. I just want you. Like, she lived that pop star life, you know, and like now she's questioning like, do I like, now I just like, I don't know what I want. It has her like reevaluating things. It has her reevaluating what's on her wish list. Okay, that was stupid. I made wishes on all the stars. Please bring me a best friend who I think is hot. I thought I had it right once, twice, but I did not. You caught me off my guard, which is just so these two characters, because like obviously this man wasn't expecting to have a pop star pull up on his porch, and she wasn't expecting to meet a small town baker, so they caught each other off very off guard, and it's kind of like everything they wanted, but like they live in very different lives. That was actually the first recommendation I made for this video. Like, I heard wish list and I'm like, oh, When in Rome. Like, that's the first one I put down on my list. It's just so perfect. The next song on the album is Wood. This song is basically about like superstitions, like all this time being very superstitious about love, like picking petals on daisies. It's a very like play on superstitions, like being burned once too many times, being like it slipping out of your hands one too many times, like feeling you have to be super superstitious or it's gonna like rip right out of your hands. But then you meet someone and it's like, I don't have to be superstitious anymore. Like, I know it's happening, I know this is it, and I don't need to knock on wood. So the book that really reminded me of this is Play Along by Kennedy Ryan. Oh wait, no, it's not by Kennedy. It's by Liz Tomford. I'm so sorry. Wrong author. The main character's name is Kennedy. So it's about our girl Kennedy, and she's the trainer for the basketball team, for the baseball team. Isaiah is a baseball player, and he's always just been like down bad for her. Like, he wants her so bad. She was engaged during that time, so he left alone, but now she's not engaged. And he is taking his chances, and again, she is very like like, you're a player, like, Isaiah, you're a player, like, I don't want to mess with that. And she was severely burned by her ex. He's awful. Like, we have a very big theme of like awful ex-boyfriends in these romance books, but when she meets Isaiah, like, he just is so in it with her, like, she does not need to knock on wood. It's also like a fake marriage trope too. So there's a lyric that really reminded me of that. It's like, girls, I don't need to catch the bouquet to know a hard rock is on the way. And a hard rock really is on the way. It's here. It's in the book. So that reminded me a little bit of that. And then another one is Daisy's Bare Naked. I was distraught. He loves me not. He loves me not. That's like very like how the book begins. And then another lyric is, it's you and me forever, dancing in the dark, all over me it's understood, I ain't gotta knock on wood. She don't gotta knock on wood. She has this man in a chokehold. I love like a golden retriever man who's just like down bad in a book. This whole series is just fabulous, so just go check it out. It's so good. So this book totally reminds me of this song. And then the next song I have is Cancelled, and Cancelled is a song about not letting public perception of people impact how you view people that you know. Like, if you know someone personally and like the public hates them, but you know they're a good person, it's about like knowing that. The book I picked out for this was The Hunger Games, because I don't need to tell you what The Hunger Games is about, but it really reminded me of Katniss, because Katniss is the queen of picking allies you probably shouldn't pick, like wanting people for who they are. Like, she didn't want to be with the careers because she knows, like, even though they're publicly loved, they're not gonna be who helps her in the end. And so she wants people who she can trust, and that is the underdogs, the people who are not super loved by society, and she is herself an underdog. And then some lyrics that reminded me of this was, but they've already picked out your grave and hearse, beware the wrath of masked crusaders. They've already picked out your grave and hearse. It's a death game. That lyric is so perfect. It's so perfect for these books. And good thing I like my friends canceled. I like them cloaked in Gucci and in Scandal, like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Yeah, she's a rebel. She likes her friends canceled, and by canceled, like exiled from the government. And then welcome to my underworld where it gets quite dark. At least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with matching scars. This song is so Katniss coded. Matching scars. They were all in the Hunger Games. Like they're all in the Hunger Games together. Like they have matching scars, like of the trauma. And then at least you know exactly who your friends are. Like exactly like she picks people who have been oppressed by the government in the same way she has been, like the matching scars of that. And then like welcome to my underworld where it gets quite dark. Like she's got herself a little ring of rebels. And then we'll take you by the hand and soon you'll learn the art of never getting caught. She's a sneaky one. She's a sneaky little girl, that one. Incredibly smart too. Like she gets out of so much. And then another one is, they stood by me before my exoneration. They believed I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment. Like this all reminds me kind of like a little bit of the later books, a little bit more so as well, so I don't want to like spoil it if you haven't seen the Hunger Games, but if you haven't seen the Hunger Games, what are you doing? There's a new one coming out soon. Let me catch up on this. Katniss is the queen of this song, and I love kind of putting a Hunger Games spin on this song as well. Like that was really fun to like kind of think of it in like a new way. And then the next song is Honey, which is essentially a song about being uncomfortable with pet names because they've all been used kind of like passive aggressively in the past, or like not in the nicest way. But now when someone is like calling it like endearingly, it's like, oh wait, I kind of like this. So that really reminded me of the book Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. So our main character, her family is the worst family in the entire world. They're so mean to her, genuinely. If you thought Magnolia Parks were bad people, make it family and it's like so much worse. But then it really reminded me of her relationship with Sam Penny during this, because like he is just such a sweetie, and which was such a like refresher from most Jessa Hastings men, because like there was nothing like toxic about him. He was just a nice guy, and he was definitely a huge like light that she needed when she went home for her father's funeral, because she had been estranged from her family for so long, and now that she's seeing them again and they're like so awful to her, like so awful, and he is just such a light. And all like the pet names, like sweetheart, like her family's not very nice to her, but when he says it, it's like, oh, you're being sweet. Like it's the lyric, when anyone calls me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive. Like it is the South, so it's like, that ain't right, sweetheart. Like I feel like sweetheart's a very Southern thing. And then if anyone called me honey, it was standing in the bathroom, white teeth. They were saying that skirt don't fit me, and I cried the whole way home. And that really reminded me of her sister, older sister, who was so mean, and like she just like ridiculed her the entire book. So that reminded me of her. And then when you say honey, summertime spritz, pink skies, you can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want. And like summertime spritz, pink skies is so like encompasses the vibe of this book. Like it's very summery, southern. I felt like that was such a good lyric for it. Like our main character is the queen of being ridiculed and having positive things spun against her in the most crazy ways, but like he is just so sweet, and it's like, oh, such a light. Like he is sweet as honey, and she has never had that, and just such a light in her life, and I love it. I love those two. So if you like the song Honey, I think you'll like Conditions of Will. And then our last song is the title track, The Life of a Showgirl, featuring Sabrina Carpenter. There's a few books that I could have picked for this, but I think I want to go with my most recent read, which was The Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. It couldn't be a book recommendation book video without Emily Henry. I picked this because our main character, Alice, is a journalist, and she's really trying to get in with this like Hollywood starlet. It kind of goes to the past and present of Alice trying to get this interview, because this starlet has been off the grid, like not been heard of for years and years and years. And Alice gets the opportunity to be interviewed to do this job, and it's a very long interview process. She learns a lot, gets to know our girl, I think gets to know girl Margaret. The Life of Showgirl, the song, is very much just kind of going through like this fictional character, Kitty, of being a showgirl. A little girl coming up to her being like, I want your life, like I want like I want to do what you do, and she's like, you don't know the life of a showgirl, you don't want this. And it kind of reminded me of like the way the storytelling reminded me of how the storytelling was in Great Big Beautiful Life, because it kind of goes through Margaret's life, how it wasn't as glitzy and glamorous as you would think, and it's kind of parallels with the message of the life of a showgirl. Some lyrics that remind me of it was, her name was Kitty, made her money being pretty and witty, they gave her keys to the city, then they said that she didn't do it legitly. Totally reminded me of Kitty, the parallels between her and Margaret in Great Big Beautiful Life, because she didn't make her money being pretty and witty. She gave her keys to the city. She was very much an it girl, said that she didn't do it legitly. I think she was a nepo baby, very much of a nepo baby, so said she didn't do it legitly. And then, you're softer than a kitten, so you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe, and you're never gonna wanna. And that kind of reminded me of the way that like Kitty's talking to this fictional girl, reminded me a lot of how Margaret would talk to Alice, being like, you are so sweet, but you don't understand what this life is like, and like you need to understand it if you're gonna like write my like expose kind of thing, or like memoir or whatever it was. I just feel like there was a lot of like parallels between the song and the book. Yeah, if you're very much into like the showgirl, like behind the scenes in books, Great Big Beautiful Life is a fabulous option. Those are all the songs on the album. These are always like literally like my favorite videos to film. This is my second one I've done, but like I've had so much fun just connecting it, and it's just been honestly such a blast. Come here, baby. Aww, she wants to come say hi. I absolutely just adore filming these videos because I love Taylor Swift and I love books, so I love intersecting my two favorite things, and I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. I will definitely see you in the next one when Taylor Swift comes out with another album. Best believe you'll be getting another one of these videos, because I just have so much fun with it. And thank you guys for coming along on this journey and indulging me on this crazy style of video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see book recommendations for like another album, or like it doesn't have to be Taylor Swift, it could be like any other album. I'm a huge music fan, so let me know. Let's talk about the album in the comments. I'm a little scared, but let me know what you guys thought. But that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. If you like this video, please like and comment. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I hope you guys have the most fabulous week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!